Hi guys, Ready to RC back again today, and today we are doing the final thoughts on the Redcat Racing TR-MT10e. As you guys know, this is my son's monster truck. It is 1/10 scale. We primarily ran this on 2S and 3S. For the most part, through most of his driving, we ran this on 2S. Then towards the end of our driving, we ran this on 3S. Both sides, this truck was a great truck. We definitely had a ton of fun in driving this. We had some minor breakage issues. As you guys can see at this point, we are running the Proline Badlands MX-28s. This is with the 17mm hexes on here at this point. And by far, that is the only modification that we did throughout the testing of this vehicle. And the reason for that, and I'll just go into that as we're going into the final thoughts of it, the reason for us going over to the MX-28s wasn't because we weren't getting grips on the tires, but it was because we were having a issue where the universal drive shafts were breaking on the ends. Not the drive shaft itself, but on the end of the drive shafts, they were breaking, and that was primarily because there was some kind of torque twist that was happening every time my son and I would drive our trucks together and the two trucks collided, meaning the two wheels would hit each other, and all of a sudden the only truck that would end up with a breakage would be his. We experienced this on the front and on the rear. It wasn't only on one side or one particular tire. It wasn't only just one time. We experienced this twice. And the second time, we've decided at that point just to go over to the 17mm hexes on this, the hex adapters on this. And ever since then, we have not had that issue. We've collided tires since then with the MX-28s on, with the 17mm adapters on, and we have had absolutely no breakage on this truck. Actually, to be quite honest, since we were running the MX-28s, we've been running solely on 3S. No issues whatsoever. So just to go into the power system that's in here, guys, the electronics that are in here, and going into the truck itself, we found that the electronics that are in here are perfect. This is more so for, as I said, my son ran this truck, and for him, no issues whatsoever. I mean, the electronics held a very good temp. It was enough power for what he needs to be doing. For more experienced drivers, I'd probably say you'd want to go up a couple extra teeth on the pinion. But for someone like my son, he's 8 years old. He's been driving now for about 2 years. This was his first monster truck. Did very well from what I saw. Actually improved his driving habits just by driving this truck alone. And what I ended up doing was just changing the throttle rate on his controller. We did not use the standard controller with this. My son has a DX4C controller, and with that controller we changed the throttle rate on here, and he was able to go and was able to manage it with no issues whatsoever. Please do go back and look at our running videos of this. We have quite a few running videos of this truck along with other monster trucks during the time, and you guys can clearly see that this truck handles and performs very well. Just as we're going into the handling, servo, excellent amount of speed and torque with the servo. Did not have any issues at all with that. And just to get into the ESC and motor, as I said, no problems with temps. The only thing that I would suggest is just going up a couple extra teeth on that pinion. As for the tires, as I was telling you guys, we did not have any issues with the grip on the tires. Tires were managing pretty well. The problem that we had was those universal drive shaft ends were breaking, and those we switched over to the 17mm hex adapters that are on here now, and we've had no issues. So that's why we're using the Badlands right now. It's not because there's no grip or there's the other tires are throwaways or inefficient. No, they're actually pretty good tires. I may actually use them on another application, but definitely for this truck, we felt the one thing that it needed, at least for our driving and how we drive, with both of us driving at the same time, and then sometimes we're colliding within each other, that we felt that it was best to go over to 17mm hexes on here, and we've had no issues whatsoever. The lights that are on here, as I said, I'm not one to put lights on a monster truck. Two, I'm not the person to be running monster trucks mainly. I mean, we run our trucks mainly during the day, so lights, not really a need. I mean, I think it's just a gimmick on this truck whatsoever, but we had no issues with them. They didn't break, they didn't misfunction whatsoever. They worked on the truck, just didn't see a need for it. Going back to the wheelie bar, great functionality, especially when we started running this on 3S. Really needed the wheelie bar at that point. Performed well. In regards to the springs and the shocks, excellent. No issues whatsoever. Gave us the amount of suspension that we needed in regards to our jumps on this truck. Perfect. The one thing that did surprise me, and when we did the unboxing of this truck, we actually thought the switch being in this location would have created an issue, meaning it would have constantly turned the truck on and off all the time. Actually, it didn't. We had no issues with the truck being turned on and off while running this truck. This truck performed very well. If I was going to say anything about this truck that I did not like coming stock out of the box, I'd have to say that the body pins that come with this, a little large, and they are a little difficult because, especially the rear, they're a little difficult in removing and taking them out. But that's a quick fix. Get smaller body pins, put them in, and you're good to go. In regards to the A-arms and any other breakages on this truck, absolutely none. This truck performed excellent. We had zero breakages on this truck outside of having those universal drive shafts that broke on the front and the rear on one side. I don't know, there's not much that I can say negative about this truck. This truck was an excellent truck, and if you're looking for a 1/10 scale monster truck, check out the TR-MT10e. This is by far, I would say, a value for the amount of money that you're paying for it. This truck, at the time of this video, is selling for $300. I don't care where you look. It's about that price almost everywhere. 300 bucks for this truck. Tons of value in here. Tons of value in this truck. The battery, as I said, putting in a 2S and 3S battery fits well. It's a little weird. It doesn't lay flat. There's not enough room for it to lay flat like this. Mainly you have to turn the battery up. And I'll show you one of my battery packs right here. So basically you're going to have to run your battery up like this. It will not hold in the battery tray laying down flat. It's just a weird shape for the battery tray. Why it doesn't do that? It doesn't let you lay the battery down flat. But you know what? I had no problems with the battery coming loose. No problems with the battery shifting in the battery tray. It held well. It's just a weird configuration on how that battery sits in the battery tray, but it holds. There's no issues whatsoever on it. Once again, if you're looking for a 1/10 scale monster truck, this would fall into the same realm of the Traxxas Stampede, along with the low-C Tenacity monster truck. Definitely a value for this truck. Comparing those, and I think those price points of those trucks are upward of $400 or at that $400 mark, and this one's sitting at $300. Tons of value with this truck. Tons of value. The only thing that I will say, that if you're looking to kind of find that third-party support for this truck, there's not much. I mean, the only thing that I think I saw out there that was third-party support on this truck at this time was the T-Bone Racing front and rear bumper. And to be quite honest, the rear bumper for T-Bone Racing, you would lose the functionality of the wheelie bar. So it's almost not even useful to you. If you plan on using the wheelie bar, you'll be using the bumper from T-Bone Racing as your wheelie bar. There's not really, you know, as I said, there's not really too much in regards to third-party support for it. But outside of that, guys, this truck, any parts that you're looking for it, the regular standard parts that come on here are readily available by either Horizon Hobby, Tower Hobbies, eBay, Amazon. No matter where you're looking for parts, parts for this truck is readily available if you're looking to just swap on the one-for-one parts that come with it. But if you're looking for, you know, those third-party companies to actually support this truck, they just have not supported this truck at this time. As I said, you're not going to need them. My son didn't really destroy this truck. I mean, it held up pretty well, and he put it through its paces. He is not a mild driver. He does tend to run into the ramps a lot, run into me a lot, and as I said, the only thing that really got broken on this truck was the universal drive shafts. So, you know, just my final thoughts on this truck, guys, just to kind of sum things up. Definitely a winner, definitely worth your $300. If you're looking for that 1/10 scale, go out and get this truck, guys. It is a very good monster truck. Well, that's it, guys. We're gonna wrap this up here. Please like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram for our latest post to our channel. This is Ready Set RC signing out. Thanks again, guys.